Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. So we are now very pleased to finally announce the top nominations that have received the highest scores in the overall rating of all nominees. From the policy, institutional, or capacity building initiatives received this year, the review committee has selected the top 3 national and international honorees. We will also introduce an additional special nomination proposed by UNCTAD. At this stage, since we could not really see the video that we wanted to display during the ISAR session that just finished, I would like to ask my colleague to display this video again that provides background information about the initiative. So this year we have received, I've already discussed, 36 initiatives representing almost 20 developed countries, as well as countries with economies in transition. You can see that names of the initiatives, you can see the names of the initiatives, as well as organizations and countries on the screen accordingly. We would like to thank, of course, it's very small. I apologize to you for this. But the idea is really to present to show that we really have a long list of applications, and all this information is also posted on our website. So please also get information from there. And so here is really just to present an overall picture of the application. And so in this regard, we would like to thank all nominees for their interest, commitment, and effort on enhancing the quality and comparability of companies' reporting on their contribution to the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and its usefulness for monitoring the implementation of the SDGs, and for efforts taken to fill in the application forms to collect data that's needed to proceed with implementation of the initiative. Thank you indeed. Thank you very much. So we will invite honorees one by one to switch on camera and sounds once the award is announced. In this regard, please kindly keep your microphones muted so that we don't have some noise and every recipient of the ISAR Honours is welcome to make a short speech and introduce the initiative. In the category of international initiative, the top positions are shared between 3 honorees, 3 initiatives. And in this regard, I would like to invite Mr. Edward Polo O'Kerry, Global Director, Governance CP of the World Bank Group, to present the ISAR Honours in this category. Edward, you have the floor, please.
Thanks, Tatiana. We are delighted to announce that the ISAR Honour goes to Global Algorithmic Institute for the initiative of harmonizing corporate sustainability reporting through the intersection of big data, AI technology, and UNCTAD ISAR Global Core Indicators, GCI. We would like to give an opportunity to the honoree to present the initiative and say a few words. The floor is yours.
Okay, so thank you very much. This is Madeline Antonczyk, and I'm partners with Richard Rothenberg. So we want to thank ISAR very much, and I'm especially pleased to be getting this award directly through a World Bank colleague, because I, of course, was at the World Bank as Vice President Treasurer. So it's a special treat to me. So basically, we've been asked to do a couple of things, tell you shortly about global AI and about the initiative, and then about why it's relevant to the objectives of ISAR. So just very quickly, we put together this presentation, but we don't really need to have it up if we don't want it. Basically, global AI, we are an NGO think tank that develop models using big data and artificial intelligence. And basically, we measure non-financial risk, ESG and SDG risks, and also how companies and countries are progressing towards achieving the UN SDGs. Our mission in the think tank is we are an AI for good think tank where our unique focus is finance for development and looking at harmonization of sustainability reporting through big data and AI. And so we're a think tank within Global Algorithmic Corporation, which is a big data and AI company. And basically we provide investors and companies with data on and scores on ESG and SDGs. And our innovative technology really enables us to do large-scale data extraction. We use hundreds of thousands of sources of information across 150 different countries and regions, and we use 60 different languages in natural language processing. And our data can uncover, and basically what's unique about our data is that we uncover hidden, what we call material sustainability and non-financial risks, and which is not available from reported data. And so we can end up really looking at companies and see who really is walking the talk, and we can see where there are both positive and negative scores. So our initiative, harmonizing corporate sustainability reporting through the intersection of big data, AI technology, and UNCTAD's ISAR's global core indicators, what we've done is the GAI is collaborating with UNCTAD by establishing a global data collection mechanism and repository of private sector data to inform the SDG target indicator 1261. Now, for those of you who may not be familiar, SDG target 12.6 calls for encouraging companies to adopt sustainable practices and integrating sustainability reporting into the regular reporting cycle. An indicator 1261 is looking to count the number of companies that are actually reporting sustainable reports. And UNCTAD considers it an important indicator. They're one of the co-custodians. But importantly, they would like to take a look not only to count how many companies are reporting, but looking at how well and what's the quality of the data. So our initiative provides both the opportunity to monitor and analyze how many companies are reporting, but then also to help harmonize high quality sustainability reporting data globally and providing the analytics in a consistent and a robust and comparable manner. So in particular, we use advanced analytical techniques, which I mentioned. And basically, we collect, we collate, we store, we analyze the reported data through these algorithms that I mentioned using over 60 different languages, which we call natural language processing. And provisions are going to also be made for manual submission of reports. So we look at both reported data that's out there, but there are many companies that may not report because they're SMEs or otherwise. And so we're allowing for a submission of reports by individual companies to upload on a web link that we are in the process of creating. And again, it's especially important for SMEs. And lastly, then the data collection mechanism is going to automate the aggregation of data by companies within countries, across regions, sub-regions, and globally. And the idea is to see how well companies are progressing on reporting on the SDGs. So why is this relevant to the objective of ISAR? Well, firstly, the project is designed to encourage companies to adopt sustainable reporting practices and sustainable information into their annual reporting. And part of the initiative of UNCTAD and Global AI is going to be providing technical assistance and capacity building, something I particularly love because of my World Bank experience. And this capacity building on what's called the minimum and advanced reporting requirements, and as well as on best practices of sustainability reporting. Within SDG 1261 is the minimum and reporting sustainable requirements. And these cover all the items that were shown in the video that Tatiana had just shown. So we're going to analyze how well companies or their existing reporting data are aligned with these minimum and advanced reporting requirements. We're going to also analyze how well the existing reporting data align with the global core indicators. And in addition to that, we're going to conduct surveys on questions about the global core indicators. So it helps continue to inform how well we can use the GCIs to harmonize across the board. Now, the outcome of this project is going to help harmonize global sustainability reporting, align government policies with the SDGs, and provide critical data to national statistic offices. And our project is going to, this data repository initiative is going to provide critical data on how well the private sector is having an impact on the Sustainable Development Goals. And it's going to provide these data, again, at the country, the regional, and the global level. And lastly, the initiative meets the common goals that are common to many different stakeholders on the SDG agenda, as well as enhancing the integration of sustainability into the annual reporting cycle. So finally, I would like to thank ISAR, and in particular, I'd like to thank Tatiana for her leadership around the global core indicators. I also want to thank her for giving Global AI the opportunity to be part of this initiative, which really will help create an awareness around the GCIs. I believe the GCIs will absolutely create convergence and harmonization of reporting standards. GCIs are the only indicator for SDGs that are common and universal to all companies. They tie micro issues to macro national statistics, which I find brilliant about how it was set up. And they tie each indicator to the SDG indicator that's relevant to a company. Companies really get overwhelmed. And I spent a lot of time in my previous life talking to companies about reporting, and they get overwhelmed about how to report on the SDGs because they don't even know where to start. And what they need to keep in mind is the SDGs were designed for countries, not companies. And so, for example, of the 169 targets, only 6 apply to companies. Of the 231 unique indicators, only 21 apply directly to companies. And the GCIs, brilliantly, in my mind, provide this roadmap. So thank you again, because they take each one of the SDG indicators and say, okay, does a company have an impact on this or not? Can it impact or not? If not, you shouldn't be reporting on it. If so, here's a way of reporting. And so they tie the GCIs into each one of the SDG indicators. So thank you again, and congratulations to ISARs and to Tatiana. And we look forward to continuing the project and to being here next year and show more results and more progress. So thank you so much, Tatiana.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Congratulations, Madeline and Richard. The next ISAR Honours Award is presented to the Prince's Accounting for Sustainability Project, A4S, for the initiative of the A4S Essential Guides series.
Hello, I'm Elizabeth Toh, Senior Manager for Sustainability and Accounting at the Prince's Accounting for Sustainability Project, A4S. A4S aims to transform finance to drive a fundamental shift towards resilient business models and a sustainable economy. We do this by providing guidance and convening senior finance leadership to inspire change, transform decision-making, and scale up action. We enable practical action through sharing best practice and mobilizing the unique global community we have built to catalyze action to respond to social and environmental emergencies. The objective of the ISAR Honours is to raise awareness and facilitate dissemination of best practices on sustainability and SDG reporting as an integral of annual reporting by companies. We have the same aim with our work, and in particular the A4S Essential Guide series, which has been nominated for ISAR Honours. The guides are produced to help the finance and accounting community address the practical issues of integrating sustainability into their business processes and decisions. The guides have been developed by the A4S CFO Leadership Network and their teams, comprising senior finance professionals. Each guide is supported by case studies from network members, which demonstrate practical applications. We are very grateful for this ISAR nomination. Thank you.
Congratulations to A4S. The last ISAR Honours Award in this category goes to FSB Task Force on Climate-Related Financial Disclosures for the initiative of FSB Task Force on Climate-Related Financial Disclosures, TCFD. Even though TCFD can't attend this event today, they sent a message that they receive the ISAR Honours with great pleasure and honor. Also, they sent a video which we will show now.
Hello, I'm Mike Bloomberg, Chairman of the Task Force on Climate-Related Financial Disclosures. As you know, the COVID-19 pandemic has upended the global financial system, but another crisis also shocked the system this year: climate change. Wildfires, heat, flooding, and other extreme weather events have devastated communities and cost trillions of dollars this year alone, and all are being fueled by the climate crisis. At the TCFD, we've created standards for businesses to disclose critical information about the impact of climate change to lenders, insurers, investors, and other stakeholders. The good news is more than 1,500 organizations in the public and private sector have now endorsed our recommendations. And this year's status report shows that more and more companies are adopting them. Government leaders, supervisors, and regulators have also announced policies, partnerships, or support for climate-related disclosures, and leaders at every level are making sustainability and resilience a key part of their economic recovery plans. We still have a long way to go. Investors, asset managers, corporations, governments, and financial institutions have an important role to play. And I hope this year's report helps as we work together to improve climate risk disclosures and make more progress.
We will pass the trophy to TCFD afterwards. Congratulations. I would like to now invite Aman Bekturova, Director, Ministry of Finance of Kazakhstan, the chair of the 36th session of ISAR, to present the next category of top national initiatives of the ISAR Honours. Over to you, Aman.
The ISAR Honor Award is presented to Colombo Stock Exchange for the initiative of engagement right on enhancing corporate. Do you hear? Sorry.
Yes, we can hear.
It's now over a year. Okay. I just tried to repeat again. The ISAR Honours Award is presented to Colombo Stock Exchange for the initiative of engagement with GRI on enhancing corporate transparency in Sri Lanka by inculcating sustainability reporting among listed companies through workshops, events, roundtables, and the publication of an ESG guidance document for listed companies. Our congratulations.
Hello, this is Natsuho Tori from Japan Exchange Group. We are honored to receive this award, and we're committed to continue working for better ESG disclosure among Japanese listed companies. Japan Exchange Group, parent of Tokyo Stock Exchange, runs the main exchange and clearing infrastructure in Japan for equities and derivatives. JPX has been actively encouraging ESG investment in Japan, for example, with the Corporate Governance Code that we introduced in 2015, and various ESG products such as indices, ETFs, infrastructure funds, and green social bonds. In March 2020, JPX and Tokyo Stock Exchange published a practical handbook for ESG disclosure to support listed companies who look into begin or improve ESG disclosure. The handbook aims to help listed companies to link ESG issues to corporate value and disclose in a way that the links can be clearly understood. For that reason, rather than listed specific data points to disclose, it set out issues that a company will come across when considering ESG disclosure and suggest processes that a company may wish to follow to decide on the contents of their disclosure. These issues and processes are split into 4 steps that a company can choose to follow. Also, each step in the handbook has chosen with a reference to existing frameworks like TCFD, SASB, GRI, IRC. And the relevant part of each framework are specified, making it easier for readers to refer back. We hope that this handbook will clear up some ESG confusion around ESG and provide companies with the practical information they need to get their ESG disclosure off the ground. At the end of this month, we will be launching our JPX ESG Knowledge Hub to build on the contents of the handbook by providing up-to-date information to further help listed companies with their ESG disclosure. Japan Exchange Group will continue working to encourage ESG investment in the Japanese market and therefore improve the sustainability and overall value of the listed companies. Thank you very much.
Okay, so we have this understanding, that using and virus time, and we will try to create it. Actually, the 3rd time we will present the honor award the Colombo Stock Exchange for engagement with GRI on enhancing corporate transparency in Sri Lanka by inculcating sustainability reporting among listed companies through workshops, events, roundtables, and the publications documents for listed companies. So our congratulations.
Know-how to Sri Lanka. Our initiatives have encouraged companies that do not engage in sustainability reporting and provided the ideal platform for such companies to embark on a sustainability reporting journey. CAC data indicates that more Sri Lankan listed companies than before are embracing sustainability reporting with 25% growth in 2018. Sri Lanka, as a result, is collecting more useful and reliable data on the private sector's contribution towards the implementation of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Investors in Sri Lankan listed companies are also now provided better access to quality ESG reporting, improving the comparability of our companies based on ESG factors.
The CAC and GRI also collaborated to launch an updated version of CAC's publication, Communicating Sustainability 6 Recommendations for Listed Companies, integrating perspectives of global reporting initiatives which add value to the users of the guide.
The Colombo Stock Exchange is pleased to be recognized as an honoree as part of the national category by International Standards of Accounting and Reporting, the United Nations focal point on accounting on corporate governance matters. We are encouraged by the growing commitment of Sri Lankan listed companies towards communicating sustainability performance. We are also happy to see the progress made by our listed companies towards making sustainability reporting and effective and standard practice.
The Colombo Stock Exchange is appreciative of the valuable contribution of the Global Reporting Initiative and remains strongly committed to playing a defining role in helping Sri Lankan companies embrace and advance ESG practices.
I'd like to give an opportunity to the owner and say a few words afterwards, please. Floor is yours, Mr. Rajiva.
Sorry. Good afternoon, everyone, and I bring greetings from Sri Lanka. We're deeply honored to address you today on behalf of the Colombo Stock Exchange as honoree of the ISAR Honours 2020. And we are indeed deeply honored by this recognition. Ideally, we should have met in person, but present circumstances have forced us to meet online. And as we speak, our country too is fighting the second wave of the coronavirus like many other countries all over the world. The present crisis, in fact, reinforces the need to focus on solving global sustainability challenges. Our world, I think, is facing massive economic, environmental, and social challenges. The 2020 Agenda for Sustainable Development and its 17 Sustainable Development Goals provides a vision of a sustainable future and propose actionable targets for today's major sustainability challenges. We believe that we are responsible for providing a transparent and regulated environment where companies and investors can come together. Our stock exchange formalized an arrangement with the Global Reporting Initiative to provide guidance and expand the commitment of listed companies to fostering effective environmental, social, and governance practices in Sri Lanka. Our exchange, together with GRI, conducted workshops, events, and roundtable discussions for representatives of companies to help them to discover the business case for embracing sustainable practices. Sustainable investing has continued to gain momentum among financial market participants, and quality reporting and the adoption of responsible business practices are factors that are increasingly outlined by investors as vital determinants of investment decisions. As such, companies must effectively measure and communicate ESG performance and its impact to stakeholders. Through our initiative, we assist companies to publish data on their contribution to the implementation of the 2030 Agenda and promote best practices in sustainability and reporting on SDGs. Our aim is to encourage companies to reap the benefits of greater transparency, and we will continue to provide guidance so that companies can make strides towards a more sustainable world. In closing, I would like to sincerely thank our partners, GRI, and our stock exchange team led by Mr. Nishantha Hewavitarana for the wonderful work they're doing. I wish this ceremony all success and a very pleasant evening to all. Thank you.
Goes to the London Stock Exchange Group, initiative of the LCEG ESG reporting guidance.
Good afternoon. On behalf of London Stock Exchange Group, I would like to express our gratitude and appreciation for this important recognition. As a global market infrastructure and index provider, we believe in the importance of reliable and comparable ESG data in informing sustainable investment decisions and driving capital toward assets that will shape the sustainable carbon neutral economies of 2050. The impact of the work of ISAR in promoting best practice reporting across the network of member organizations cannot be overestimated. Research from FTSE Russell finds only 48% of large listed companies globally report their carbon emissions. And we are talking of a well-established first generation indicator. Without basic information about the ESG performance of investee companies, it will be very difficult for investors to assess whether their portfolios are on track to achieve the targets of the Paris Agreement and the Sustainable Development Goals. We are proud that our ESG reporting guidance and all the initiatives that have built on it since its launch have been selected for the relevance to ISAR's work program. Our ESG guidance promotes global ESG reporting standards and is targeted at the 2,500 organizations that are listed across the UK and Italy, but also at companies captured in the scope of the ESG assessment of FTSE Russell, our global multi-asset index provider. Our online ESG disclosure tool builds on the recommendations included in our guidance to help companies, both private and listed, to self-assess the quality and comprehensiveness of their reporting practices. The Green Economy Mark, awarded by London Stock Exchange, recognizes companies that disclose revenues deriving from green economy products that account for at least 50% of their income statement. We keep working on this agenda. We are proud to have partnered with the UN Stock Exchanges Initiative to develop model guidance for exchanges on climate-related disclosures to be launched in 2021. Thank you again for this honor, which is an encouragement to stay focused on ESG disclosure and the development of solutions for sustainable investment.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Sarah. And also thank you, Edward, and thank you, Armand, for presenting the awards. Before we proceed, for technical reasons, I apologize. So we didn't give the floor to Elizabeth To, Senior Manager on Sustainability and Accounting, A4S. So Elizabeth, if you hear us, please, you have the floor if you would like to say a few words about the initiative.
Great, thank you. Thank you very much for this opportunity. And on behalf of A4S, I am very pleased to receive the ISAR Honour for our initiative, the A4S Essential Guide Series. And thank you to the team at UNCTAD for organising the awards. I just want to spend a few minutes to talk about the initiative, what the Essential Guide Series is all about. I think we'll all agree that increasingly we see that companies, investors and governments are recognising that long-term sustainable performance relies on an understanding of the interdependencies between financial, social and environmental factors. And leadership and action is needed to drive change so that sustainability becomes embedded in organization strategy, operations and reporting. And this is why we created the A4S Essential Guide series. Working with our CFO Leadership Network, we have published a series of essential guides to inspire the finance and accounting community to integrate sustainability into their business processes and decisions. And the guides provide not only practical guidance and knowledge, but also case studies to help companies to embed sustainability into their business. And they are developed by finance teams for finance teams. So really practical guidance for them to use in their daily work. And I just want to spend some time to talk through the guides that we have already published. So currently we have 9 published guides already, which are split into 4 categories. And they are Lead the Way, Transform Your Decisions, Measure What Matters, and Access Finance. And to give you a quick overview, when we talk about Lead the Way, it's about developing a strategic response to macro sustainability trends. So in this particular step, we have 2 guides available. One is on managing future uncertainty, and the other one is about developing your finance culture. And the second step, which is transform your decisions. And this is about integrating material sustainability factors into decision making. So here we have 3 different guides, and they cover strategic planning, budgeting and forecasting, management information, and also your capital investment decision making. And the third step about measure what matters. This is about developing measurement and valuation tools. And we have 2 guides looking at natural, social, and human capital accounting. And last but not least, access finance. So this is about engaging with your finance providers on sustainable value creation. And here we have a guide on enhancing investor engagement and also a guide on debt finance. We have also published 2 top tips for finance teams in this area. One on implementing TCFD recommendations and another on implementing a sustainable finance framework. And recently, we have also published a set of top tips for sponsors of pension schemes on the why and how to engage with your pension trustees on sustainable investing. So you can download these guides from our website, accountingforsustainability.org, and also sign up to our newsletter as well to find out when our new guides and case studies are being published. So thank you again for the ISAR honor and for the opportunity to speak to you all. Thank you.
And, again, thank you for applying and participating in the initiative. We really value highly this cooperation and we look forward to further cooperation with Accounting for Sustainability initiative. So with this, I think we will proceed further on. So now I would like to invite Mr. James Chan, Director of Investment and Enterprise Division at UNCTAD, at United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, to present another honor in the category of a special nomination. James, you have the floor.
Thank you, Tatiana. The ISAR Honours Award to this special category is presented to the Institute of Certified Public Accountants, Kenya, for the initiative of Financial Reporting Award. To acknowledge the efforts in ESG reporting facilitation building on the existing initiative in the area of corporate reporting. We would like to give an opportunity to the honoree to present the initiative and say a few words. The floor is yours, Cliff.
Thank you very much, James, for this opportunity, and to all the distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me pleasure to be part of ISAR 37, and also to note that ISPAC is honored to get special nomination in ISAR Honours, and this is among the entities which have been acknowledged as having outstanding initiatives with respect to the contribution towards sustainability reporting, and also to enhance further contribution towards monitoring of the SDG implementation. The FIRE Award initiative is what has been given a special nomination in respect to the unique initiatives being recognized under ISAR Honours 2020. And this is the second time the FIRE Award has been recognized by UNCTAD in that respect. And I want to mention that the award has been promoted over the last 18 years by ISPAC alongside other key players namely the Capital Markets Authority of Kenya, the Nairobi Securities Exchange, and the Public Sector Accounting Standards Board. The primary objective of the award is to strengthen financial markets and attract investment and sustainable capital flows into the region and not just Kenya. The award is premised on three key objectives, namely the promotion of financial reporting excellence, fostering of sound corporate governance practices, and enhancing corporate investment and environmental reporting. The award is as a result of a rigorous evaluation process using globally acceptable principles and best practices, and also globally acceptable standards of reporting. These guiding principles include the International Financial Reporting Standards, best practices in governance, and the corporate citizenship, as well as other requirements that are specific to a particular reporting entity that is evaluated in the award. The award is open to all organizations that prepare annual reports and financial statements, and is not only viewed as a competition amongst entities, but also serves as a healthy gauge for the compliance trends among corporate entities. To this end, ISPAC supports consistent and reliable sustainability disclosures, which seek to entrench public trust in corporate reporting. It cannot be overemphasized that transparent measurement and the disclosure of sustainability performance is a crucial element of business management. It is indeed at the core of building and preserving essential trust in how businesses are operated, while considering the society and environment in which they operate. The FIRE Award takes into account this very important aspect of business performance reporting, and has recognized and awarded entities which prepare quality ESG disclosures in their annual reports over the years which the FIRE Award has been taking place. And I pause to recognize that in the 2018 FIRE Award ceremony, James was our chief guest, and we appreciate that kind gesture from UNCTAD to have sent James to be part of the FIRE Award. And at this juncture, I want to thank you for recognizing this effort of FIRE Award, and also for recognizing ISPAC as the entity that promotes that initiative. Thank you very much, and I wish you all a very nice afternoon, very nice evening from Kenya, and I wish you very successful award ceremony in the remaining stages. Thank you very much. Over to you, the Chairman, James Dan. Thank you.
Thank you, Clifford. Indeed, congratulations. FIRE Award did very well in East Africa, and it's a market leader in Africa in this area. Congratulations. Back to Tatiana.
Thank you, James, for presenting the award, and thank you, Cliff, for applying for the award, for the honor. So it's really great to see that our cooperation is strengthening. With this, I would like to thank once again all nominees and congratulate all initiatives that got the ISAR honor for interest and active participation in this initiative, which we regard as really an important activity, an important initiative. Again, to outreach to larger constituencies and to facilitate raising awareness, good practices. I would like also to state here that all initiatives, all applications that we received this year will be posted on ISAR and UNCTAD website, again for references, for raising awareness, and maybe for further interaction with other initiatives, other countries, other constituencies who would like to know more about your initiatives and actually also use it as good practice to consider for their own development. I also would like to acknowledge and express appreciation of support and contribution of committee members and distinguished international experts in implementing the initiative this year, in taking time to look at the initiatives, to analyze them, and to provide the feedback. Thank you again. Thank you very much. I also would like to say that, of course, we organized the ISAR Awards 2020 in this difficult time, and that only adds to appreciation that I expressed, and also congratulations to all of those who participated, regardless of how difficult this time is, and also apologize for some challenges of with technology. But I think that the most important part that we get together and we go together, and so that we really share these very important developments to consider for further promotion of sustainable development and sustainability SDG reporting as part of this of the progress towards the SDG implementation. So before we close the ceremony, we would like I would like to give another round of applause to all the nominees. So really well done. Thank you very much.